music, culture, politics, society podcast, interviews, movie reviews, and more. Live Sundays at 5:30 p.m. on the Film Review Live channel. Subscribe.
Hi, this is Bernadette Stannis, Thelma from Good Times, and you're watching the Film Review.
What year is it?
Happy New Year.
What year is it? What year is it?
2021.
It's 2021.
Yes, Happy New Year to everyone.
2021.
Yes.
Shout out to all those who
Yes.
made it into 2021.
Yes. It's a blessing.
Many more to come.
Yes.
Do you have your...
The spot face mask?
That's right. Do you have the spot face mask available right now? Do you have your spot beer steins, right? Do you have your spot snapback? You know, more information coming on all that a little later in the
You
show.
left the spot t-shirt out.
Wait a minute. How could I forget the spot t-shirt? Matter of fact, we have our fundraiser going on right now. That's right. For $20, you can have this shirt
Right.
in spring green.
Yes.
That's right. Only 8 days left on that, right? So let me take my mask off. You know, my wife got busy with the whistle.
You like my Happy New Year headband?
That's right. Yo, Happy New Year. Royal purple with the gold lettering. Listen, people, do we have a jam-packed show for you today? First of all, we want to say what's going on to everybody on Periscope, everyone on Vimeo, everyone on FB. You found the spot group page, and of course, YouTube. What's going on to everybody who is watching us on there right now? For those who didn't know, we took that holiday hiatus to get rejuvenated and pumped back up. And now we are here. Did you watch the pop-up show that we did where we review WW84 Wonder Woman? If you didn't see that, after this, go back and watch that. It is up on the spot.
And the 40-year-old version.
The 40-year-old version is up on the spot YouTube channel. So you want to subscribe to that, right? Because everything is up. Listen, we have a jam-packed show for you today, right? We're reviewing Tallahassee Coates, the world, what's it called? The World and Me. Between the World and Me. It's how can I say, it's a heartfelt letter put into a book, turned into a documentary. Between the World and Me, Tallahassee Coates, right? And then we're going to be reviewing one called Put a Ring on It, right? Put a Ring on It, and Doom Patrol. We're going to be reviewing those today. Listen, make sure that you smash the like button, smash the share button, smash the share button, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, right? Let people know that we are on right now. Listen, we have some goodbyes that are going to be coming up shortly. You know, out of our control goodbyes. First of all, we're going to be saying goodbye to LordlandFilms.com website. LordlandFilms.com website will no longer be programmed by yours truly because the provider has gone out of business, which means that the server is no longer there, but it's going to lock in place, and it's going to be as is come January, right? So, well, come January 15th, it's just going to be what's up there, and you can still go there and watch. But we are now on YouFoundTheSpot.net. YouFoundTheSpot.net is the website of You Found the Spot, because it's the Spot podcast, the Spot t-shirts, the Spot hats, the Spot mugs, the Spot masks. Right? Yeah. We're also going to be saying goodbye to Periscope come this March, because we found out that Twitter bought Periscope out, and they are shutting down Periscope. Okay. So all of those episodes will archive, and you'll still be able to see it. I think they're going to be moving it over to Twitter, because I believe Twitter is going to be offering a service much like Periscope did as far as video is concerned. So stay tuned for that. You know, that's a little news, little industry news for you before we keep going. All right, people. So you know how we do. You know how we start out. You know that we're going to be talking about, of course, the memes, right? Yes. So what is the topic? What's the topic of the day? The topic of the day has to do with humor, right?
Okay.
Shouldn't we laugh or be able to laugh at the situation that we find ourselves in globally? This is a situation with a killer virus, and shouldn't we be able to find ourselves in a more comic, more comic relief, laugh at some of the things that have happened to us over this time, short of the people who have passed on. But some of the more comical things that have happened and that have transpired over the time of this killer virus, right? Yeah. So now, the question that we had for this episode, right? The question for this episode. Okay. Where is it? It was up, and just like how these new phones do.
Murphy's
Here we
Law.
go. Question for hashtag TFR Podcast Live.
Okay.
Show Sunday, January 3rd on You Found the Spot group page on FB. You can go right there and you still have time to answer these questions. This question, right? Okay. What did you find the most comical concerning what we've all gone through with the virus? What kept a smile on your face? And of course, we're going to read your responses over the air. Okay. So go right over to You Found the Spot. Okay. Become a member of You Found the Spot, and then answer the question, and we will answer we have some answers already, some comments already, and we're going to read them later in the show. But again, what did you find the most comical concerning what we've all gone through with the virus? Okay. What kept a smile on your face? All right. So let's get to these memes, right, which are in that particular theme. All right? Okay. So we're going to start with some Sambo comedy first. We have to always start, our people always deal, for some reason, in Sambo comedy. So we go here as the first meme, right? So the meme asks you, see the black dude? Not that one, the other one. Do you see the other one?
No, where's the other one? Oh, he's next to him. They're side by side?
No, he's underneath him. You see him?
Oh!
He's right here. Do you see the other one?
No.
See, that's that one.
Okay.
And then
right
you see
there,
the other one?
Yes. Now that you're
see that black dude?
Yeah.
Not that one.
The other one.
The other one. So we had to start there. That was a little humor, colorism humor. You know, we had to start with that. I thought that was interesting. It brought a chuckle to me. So I decided we'll bring it to you to start out 2021 on hashtag TFR Podcast Live. All right. So let's start opening up just a little bit. Put the vaccine in hookah. Nobody questions what's in that.
That's true.
Put the vaccine in hookah. Nobody questions what's in that. Smash the share button, smash the like button, because we are going places with this episode. So you want to stay tuned, and you want to make sure that your people are in the know that we are on the first show of 2021. Okay. So here's another one that I found quite comical, because we have to laugh in the time that we are in, because I can predict that we have a whole lot of thick diet of fear coming, and we have to be able to laugh. Right? All right. So this person says, the chef says, you're applying for a waitress, and the hostess cake says, no, hostess.
Oh, that's cute.
Right. I thought that was, pretty comical there, to have the hostess cake say, no, hostess. I'm applying for the hostess gig. Right. Okay, so let's move on. So this one right here.
Okay.
A few years ago, when they started going back and started calling Kentucky Fried Chicken, because they had to call it KFC for a while, because it was rumored that they were using hybrid. I said it was rumored. It was rumored that they were using hybrid chickens. No beaks, no feathers, no talons, just born like test tube.
Okay.
And so it was like rumored that, right? So you really didn't know. But when they started using chicken again, they brought the kernel out. And I thought, hey, they should put the kernel back in the box. Put him back in the box 6 feet deep. But people love the kernel. Boy, they start going out and buying more Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's the kernel.
Well, since we're talking film, right? Lifetime is going to do a movie about Colonel Sanders.
Oh yeah.
Starring Mario Lopez. Playing Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell.
Mario Lopez is going to play
Colonel Sanders. Yes. They said it's some type of Colonel Sanders romance.
He's going to play Colonel Sanders. And it's going to be some type of
Lifetime
romance.
On Lifetime.
On Lifetime.
Anything is possible on Lifetime.
Right. Okay. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Put him back in the box, right? All right, people. So this right here I thought was hilarious.
Okay.
Slide just a little bit.
Which way?
This way. Oh, they can't say but.
Okay.
Kentucky Fried Chicken Snit. Kentucky Fried Chicken Snit. And you know who that is on the box?
Who is on? Is that Mitch McConnell?
That is Mitch.
Oh, gosh.
McConnell.
Who came up with that idea?
Whoever came up with it, it was, to me, very hilarious. We want to shout out to everyone watching us on FB.
Yep.
I can't see that. It's too small. What is she?
Let's see. The cat and the yelling lady meme.
Cat and the yelling and the...
They like that meme.
They like that meme. Okay, so look. Kentucky Fried Chicken said, whenever I think about Mitch, I almost let that slip, didn't I? When I think about Mitch, I think about the husbands of Hollywood and how they made BITCH.
Right.
Mitch was a male BITCH.
Right.
And so every time I see Mitch McConnell, I think about the husbands of Hollywood, and automatically I'm like, Mitch. But anyway, a Kentucky Fried Chicken snit, right?
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty creative, and I said, hey, let's do that. Okay, so now look, here's something that I saw, and I thought this was pretty interesting. So I will kick it to you and see what you think as the watching public. Okay, so the meme, let me bring it up a little bit bigger so that you can see what it says here. Let me bring it closer. Okay, so it says, these months still have the Latin numbers in their names. Sep, Oc, Nov, and Dec. Right? So Sep means 10. Oc means 8th. Nov means 9th. Dec means 10th. So it goes on to read, if December is the 10th month, let's continue. January is the 11th month. February is the 12th month. And March month,
they're saying this is the new year,
is actually when the new year begins. It is the month, actually March. Now look, that kind of makes sense just a little, but for people to change their mind on things, that would mean that they would have to change fundamentally what they believe, and not necessarily are people going to change what they believe.
So,
why it makes sense is it took January. They said that the virus last year, January, was here in January, but it really didn't kick off until March. Right. So that kind of follows that marching on into the year really revs things up. What you want to say to that?
I mean, that would be really nice to bring in the new year in March. It would be a heck of a lot warmer, and people would have a good time because they would be able to be outside more in March compared to in January, right? So,
let's see. Someone said, Tanya M. Congress said, "Hey y'all, what's going on with you?" And LADIHESA, Ash, Miss Ash. Excuse me for not being able to pronounce your first name, but I'm going to say Miss Ash said the cat and the yelling lady meme is one of her favorite memes.
I have to find that meme so I can see it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move forward here. All right. So this is a meme that has to do with Ice Cube, right? And it says, feed a dog for 3 days and he will remember you for 30 years. Let's go again. Feed a dog for 30 days and he will remember you for 3 days and he will remember you for 30 years. Feed a human being for 30 years and he will forget you in 3 days.
Facts.
How true is that?
Very true. Very true.
Tanya M. Congress says, La Dresha. Okay, Ladresha Ash. Okay, got it. She separated it for me. Okay, I can see that. Ladresha Ash. Okay, feed a dog for 3 days and he will remember you for 30 years.
Right.
Feed a human for 30 years and he will forget you in 3 days.
Yes. I can
This
believe
is
that.
facts.
That's facts.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. So I thought that was.
On point.
Yeah, I thought it was on point. I had to bring it up because as much as Cube has been about never tell you to get down, always about you coming up. Never get down, always coming up. So this one I thought was so apropos to how December 31st, 2019 was compared to December 31st, 2020. I thought this was hilarious.
Oh, okay.
People on December 31st, 2019.
Okay.
People on December 31st, 2020. So if
Wow.
you don't recognize the reference, that is Tom from Tom and Jerry. One of my favorite cartoons coming up. Right?
Yeah.
And you can see the condition, in 2019, everybody was smooth. They had the tuxedos, right? By the time you get to December 31st, 2020, somebody then scalped you. You lost the top coat. Your pants are gone. Your sleeveless tee is cut all up. Yes. What's going on? So let's keep moving. What's going on to Davon Lewis? I see that he's watching.
Hey, Davon.
Yeah, so let's keep moving here. Keep moving through the memes here. Smash the share button, smash the like button. Let people know that we are on because we are taking... Okay, now this right here is a critical thinking piece as we go into 2021. It is also very hilarious at the same time, but it's a thinking piece.
Okay.
All right, so let's bring this up here. Okay, so you see it smaller. So I'm going to bring it up closer so that you won't see the writing, but I will read the writing. But this is what you're looking at. It appears to be a preacher with a Bible, and his hands are up over his head.
Okay.
And the caption reads on this meme, "Pastors waiting for Corona to end so they can start performing miracles and healing the sick again." Let that sit for a minute. All right, the phone lines are open too. 213-943-3358.
Right.
What is one of the most comical things that you have seen during this virus? What kept a smile on your face? You can go right over to You Found the Spot group page and answer the question. We're going to read some of the answers right off of there shortly. But this one right here was one that, I've also seen another meme where they say, "We haven't seen Jehovah's Witnesses lately." So
knocking on the doors.
And this right here is also true too. Yeah. Pastors waiting for Corona to end so they can start performing miracles and healing the sick again. What do you got to say to that?
I mean, yeah, because, you have to keep your distance, right, with Corona. So, but if they have, I see where you're going with it, because if they do have the ability to heal, they would be able to heal all of the Corona.
Because this is nothing but some people believe a man-made virus, right? And if you should be able to just go. And we had this guy Ernest Ainsley,
right?
And he would lay hands on his thing was the deaf. It wasn't so much the people who were physically challenged in wheelchairs or something, but his thing was the deaf, and he would sit up there with his pulled back. I'm not gonna get ad hominem attacks on how he pulled back his plastic. We're not going to go there. But anyway, look. So he would say, your heel, say, baby. And now he's pronouncing baby kind of strange because, he's got that southern accent. So that's the same way that they said that the 388,000 Africans who landed here learned English was learning it from the broken English of those who had them captive. So if you have someone saying baby, and he'll say baby, and so the person he would say baby, and he would hit them at their ears and say you're healed, say baby, and then it would say baby, say baby, and it would be like baby. So it's the same thing, the same concept here. If you can do that, I need Ernest Ainsley or any of the other faith healers to get someone with COVID who is in cardiac arrest. I need you to go put your hands on them and say, you're healed. And the person go, how now, brown cow? All right. So moving along, Tanya M. Congress says, I'm on the line. I'm all about that one. And she said, I'm on the line. They had to switch. Firefox was not working. All right, I don't know what that means. Okay, so look, let's move. Let me see here. She says she is on the line. She is. We will be coming to you in 1 second. Okay, look. Next meme, right?
Okay.
Now, I wanted to show the meme small.
Okay.
And then we're going to bring the meme up. Baby. Say baby. Say baby. Baby. And I forget the other one he used to do, but he was like, baby. So you already got broken. You got this dude doing this southern thing. But anyway. So the police officer is sitting there with the little black boy, and he asks, so young man, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the little black boy with his hands up says, alive.
That was a good meme. I mean, it's sad, but so true.
I want to be
sad, but so true. Alive.
I want to be alive.
Right.
That's what I want to be.
Right.
Smash the share button, smash the like button, because we are going somewhere today. And smash, let the people know that we are on. Yes. Share this, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Right. Let's see. Let's go to the phone lines. Tanya M. Congress is on the line. Tanya, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, Tanya.
Baby.
Happy New Year.
Right.
Happy New Year.
Hey,
Happy
Tanya.
New Year. Listen, y'all.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. You are healed. Say, baby. Baby. Baby.
You know what's so funny is I used to watch Ernest Ainsley. I was little, and I used to watch him. And our mother had a name for him. She called him the Crazy Man. That was her name for him. And I used to watch the Crazy Man, and I was like, See, to me, that was intriguing. Then I found out that in all actuality, in all honesty, it's true. You're supposed to be able to do that. And I think the sadness of it is that in our religion, or in the religion that's commonly known as Christianity, there are segments of the religion that don't believe in it at all, or they don't believe in man having the power to do such things, and then there are other segments that do. But there are some mitigating factors between the two lines of opinion that reign true as to whether one is able to enact it or not. A lot of it has to do with when we look at Christ and what he did at the time when he was doing it. He maintained a certain diet, he maintained a certain mindset, he maintained a certain lifestyle, which put him in a a state of purity that enabled him to do that as a man with God's spirit on the inside of him, because he was nurturing the spirit on the inside and not the flesh man, so to speak. And so each of us have that option to choose whether we're going to go that deep and live that kind of life to unlock those powers to do that. But what we have in the meantime, and we have man in the flesh, an example by the faith healers. Now you had the Benny Hinn's, and you had the other ones that patterned themselves after Ernest Angley, that did all kinds of other stuff in the flesh, but then want to do this open show of healing circuses, traveling healing circuses throughout wherever they would go. And so it's brought a stigma against the possibility and the belief that that's supposed to happen as it is. But that meme was hilarious to me, and it was offensive to a lot of other people. I actually had a couple of people come on my page and they clicked like, and then when I went, and they happened to have been preachers, and I went back and they had unclicked like. It was like they didn't know how to feel about it. It was a source of an offense, but then they had to think about it and say, yeah.
Wait a minute, I have a question. Let's go, because we are going psychological today, because we got Tallahassee Coats. We're reviewing Tallahassee Coats movie today, which is Between the World and Me. So we're going, so you need to smash the like button, smash the share button, because we are taking it there tonight on the first episode of hashtag TFR Podcast Live on hashtag You Found the Spot Podcast, right? For 2021. So when you are a pastor or a deacon or a preacher or a minister and you say that you can lay hands on someone and heal them, and then this virus comes about, and we have heard some stories. The media is very shaky about telling the stories, but we heard some stories about some preachers that kind of kicked off out of here when this first started in March, right? So for those who are no longer doing faith healings, one, doesn't that make them look at themselves and say, I might be a little charlatan, especially if I'm selling healing holy water? And two, doesn't that make people need to question them once this is over, and all of a sudden they get back to baby, get up out that chair and walk, come out of those braces, you no longer have polio, stand and walk. Oh, and then the music starts playing and everybody starts putting stuff in the collection plate. So wouldn't that make people question their religion, I'll say?
If they don't question it, they should, or at least the aspect of teaching and doctrine. They should, because the whole thing about being with God or whatnot is that there is visible proof of the truth. If there's no proof of truth, then how do you establish that it is the truth if there is no proof? So you got, there are a couple of factors here too. Sometimes a person's level of faith, if my name is, Gadabra the healer, and, Gretchen comes to one of my things and she's got all the faith in the world that when I touch her, she's going to be healed. God has the ability to meet a person at the point of their faith completely independent of that charlatan or whatever, but that is between that person and God. Then there's the other side where the charlatan is the one that needs to be taught a lesson, and they know they're a charlatan. Everybody else knows they're a charlatan, but God heals that person for real anyway to teach them a lesson, and usually that makes the charlatan go sit down. That makes the charlatan re-examine himself, because there's one, Benny Hinn has retracted his whole ministry. And that was big That was big considering what all went along with his ministry. He retracted it, moved out the mansion, downsized, said that he repented in tears about his doctrine. He retracted the whole thing. Not since Corona, this was just before Corona actually. But you have to take a look at what this is. Either it is or it ain't. And it's not, the religion itself is, well, I'm not gonna get up into that. But
Yeah, because we're talking,
Peter
because
Popoff.
tomorrow we are coming with our show that comes on at 9:30 a.m. Pacific and 12:30 p.m. Eastern, right? Hashtag observations TFR, right? Observations TFR kicks off our late, well, it's still the same season, but we're kicking off 2021. What you got to say about that? Because we have a week long, 5 days a week of bringing them information. What you got to say?
Listen, guys, I need for you guys that are listening in now, I see Miss Ladrisha Ashton here. I need for you to send this out to everybody you know. I need you to help us make this go viral. Smash the like button, smash the share button. Come into the discussions that we have daily, questions of the day on the hashtag You Found the Spot page on Facebook. We are taking this because you see how much information we have. So not to bleed over into what they're doing right now, like he said, we have a show 5 days a week, and we'll be expounding and going deeper into those matters on those shows. But keep it tuned in right here to listen to the movie reviews and all the other cultural or society reviews that are going on right now. Send it out, share it, Ladrisha, share it right now. I see a Devron Lewis on here. Share it. Share it with all the people you got online. Share. Thank you. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, talk to you later. All right, so look, people. The question, what did you find the most comical concerning what we've all gone through with the virus? You still have time to answer this because we're going to be going through. It's on the You Found the Spot page. Just answer the question. We'll be reading your comments all throughout the show. What did you find the most comical concerning what we've all gone through with the virus?
Okay.
What kept a smile on your face? So Tyam Congress commented. She said, there were a lot of things that should not have been funny, but nevertheless, they were, such as when they tried to doctor, quote unquote, doctor up the news clip to say that the president told us to inject bleach.
Oh, yeah,
That is true.
yeah.
That's just for starters.
Yeah.
The next thing is the publishing of statistics that did not add up or take into consideration the number of peeps that recovered from the virus in the numbering. It's very hard to build on top of lies. What gets me is they really think that everyone is that stupid. That was hilarious. You got to sit up there and laugh at it.
I mean, you do have to laugh at it, but like, sadly, I mean, there is a huge segment of people whose mind state I was surprised to see is, like, for anybody that had an issue with what Ice Cube was saying, especially if you are a American black person, like, I was kind of like floored with those who didn't understand what he was saying. So
let's keep moving.
You have to laugh at that.
This is psychological. And we're talking about psychological. So we were someplace a couple of weeks ago, and I took my camera phone out and I shot this contraption. Right?
Yeah.
Is this contraption right here called the water fountain? Do you know how important the water fountain was? The water fountain back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, you know, colored only, white only, you couldn't drink from the water fountain. Isn't this the least used contraption in the years of this virus. In this year
Yeah.
and however long the virus goes on, because this was spotless. And this was like in the afternoon or the evening. And I was like, by this time, they would have had spots and the water would have had splattered on the stainless steel and it would have dried up. But this was spotless as if it were cleaned.
Yeah.
Just
And never touched.
and never touched.
Right.
Is this not the least used contraption right now during COVID?
Yeah.
What are other least used contraptions? But that's one of the ones. Who is going to risk going to drink water
Another
from a
least
water fountain?
used area is in the doctor's office, because instead of people sitting in the
Waiting room.
they're sitting in their cars.
That's right.
And being called in.
Man, called in. Boy, I'm telling you, these years of this virus, right? Many people are scared to use it, Miss Ash says, right? And then she said, yes, it is. Yes, it is one of the least used contraptions. Okay. So here's our next meme. Remember, this virus that we are in is it's a psychological drain on the brain, and you have to be able to incorporate comedy and find things comical to get through, because we are going to be fed a steady diet of fear. Right? Now, please do not cry. This is kind of off the topic, but kind of on the topic.
Okay.
Please do not cry for me when I'm gone.
Okay.
Because I'm here right now and you don't even say hello.
Facts. That is true. That is true.
Let that sit for a minute. This is
true.
we're on the psychological tonight on this first episode of 2021 of hashtag TFR Podcast Live on hashtag You Found the Spot. Smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the share button, subscribe. Please do not cry for me when I'm gone, because I'm here right now and you don't even say hello.
It's true.
You go. I've been to quite a number of funerals. The older you get, especially getting to that 30-year-old range,
Right.
that's when it starts. But then when you get into your latter, it really starts falling like a waterfall, right?
People are just, even prior to this virus, right? Honestly, do you remember when we were in the store, grocery store, right? And we walked past an older woman, and just, we just said hello, and the woman she said, thank you for saying that, and the woman started crying.
I remember that. That was something, because she said most people don't speak.
And it's just like crazy. Like,
to be truthful though, out here you do have to walk past people and not speak, because you don't know if you might run into a crate. But we're not going.
This is in a grocery store.
Yeah, but hey, even in the grocery store, do you have your masks? Are you wearing the spot masks? Right? Go over to $ you found the spot. $ you found the spot. These are 20 on Cash App. Go over to $ you found the spot. That's YOU, and you see it up there. You found the spot, and order this $20. Write your name and write your ship to address, and we'll get it out to you in 7 days. Right?
Yes.
We have the green mask too, but it doesn't show up on the green screen, so it's like a ways I have to bring the ad in next week. But anyway, look, let's go on to the next. Let's go to the next piece here. Places you can stay for absolutely free.
I love this one.
Places
Number 1.
you can stay for absolutely
Free.
Zero.
Number 1 is
Number
what?
1, your lane.
Yeah, I have had to say that to someone before. Number 2,
out my business.
That's what I'll be saying in 2021. Number 3.
And over there, places you can stay for absolutely free. 1, your lane.
Right.
Out my business.
Right.
And number 3,
over
there. Just stay over there.
People have to learn, I believe, in 2021, the decisions that we have made, we have to, live with the decisions that we have made, and we have to figure it out and work it out. So it's time for grown folks to get it together. This is the time to focus on self, right?
Right.
Focus on self-health, spiritually, physically, mentally, and better ourselves.
That's right. Okay,
That's
so
right.
This next one, remember?
This one.
We're talking about psychological, right?
Okay.
This is psychological, right?
Right.
So we saw this.
Right.
How about just move that way?
What?
Look at that. Now look at that. Now that is, I'm gonna say it's a mountain lion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a tiger. It's a mountain lion. Now look at that face.
Okay.
Now that face is not a face of hunger. At first, when I first saw it, I thought it was a face of hunger. Let me bring it up a little bit closer,
So
because
not hunger,
you have to see it is
but
not
a face of
hunger.
irritation.
It is a face of
Leave me alone.
3 places that you can stay for absolutely free.
Exactly.
Over there.
Right.
Out my business.
Right.
Right. So it's saying stay out my business over there, and right.
That's funny.
So the caption says, first thought that comes to mind, ... exclamation point. You might not even have ... exclamation point if you see a mountain lion like this. I mean, this is not hunger.
No.
This is irritation. Right? So, at first I thought it had to do with,
Right.
hunger.
Right.
But then I said, how black people are going to be looking at other black people when they realize they were duped for voting for the wrong person.
It's like you made your own stupid decisions. Just go read a book.
Wait a minute now. Look
Go
at it again.
entertain
Look,
yourself.
wait. Look. Move, turn out a little bit. Look one more time. This is how black people are going to look at other black people when they realize they were duped for voting for the wrong people.
Are they going to say you made your own bed to sleep in it? You made your bed to sleep in it?
That's right. They're going to be like, oh, they're going to be angry. But wait.
They're going to say, do not call me crying and whining.
Wait. Hold it. But look at it again. Look at it again, because remember, we're going psychological. Now, this goes real deep. Let's look at it again.
Okay.
Now, remember I said this could be
Okay.
the way black people are going to look at other black people when they say that you voted out of fear and you voted and you were duped again and something like that, right? But this could be the way certain black people look at other black people, and that is the reason and the why they vote the way they vote, because they're looking at other black people like this already. Oh, this is getting deep.
Oh, they're saying you're trying to take my biscuits?
They already look at other black people like that.
Okay.
And they say, and that's why they voted the way they vote. This is very psychological. So look at that picture, right?
You're asking us to think.
That's the way they look.
You want us to
at
think?
each other. That is the way that we look at each other, right? Which brings us to this guy, which gets into the psychological of what is actually happening.
The man who was trying to
pass
the George Floyd
That's right.
Justice Act.
Now remember. Let's go back because we need people to get understanding, middle standing, and overstanding.
Right.
Because this is all comical when you sit up and it's detrimental, but you have to laugh, because if you don't laugh, then you get all messed up inside. But remember, I said that there are certain black people who look at other black people like this off the rip. Off the rip, right? So let's go back. So George Floyd, this is summertime. George Floyd gets choked out by the point of a knee.
Okay.
It kicks off this movement. The movement goes global, all over the world. Everybody says, no, we're tired of the way American blacks are being treated in the country.
And they dropped the ball.
And all of a sudden, then there's a Republican that comes up with a bill, and I'm going to come to that in a minute. Then the Democrats, because the Republican came with a bill, the Democrats in the House decided to come up with a bill. Stay with me. Smash the share button, smash the like button. Remember, I told you we were going somewhere psychological today before we get to the review of Tallahassee Coats, Between the World and Me. Right? So, George Floyd, 8 minutes, 45 seconds, dead, choked out, calling for mom, sparked this movement. Next thing you know, the movement is then, all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter gets involved. But then when you start looking at Black Lives Matter on television, you see more Caucasians in Black Lives Matter than you see black people. And if you watch the behind the scenes tapes, like what we showed you, you see black people who were down for Black Lives Matter telling those white, why are you anarching? Why are you burning and looting and doing it? So the anarchists came in because they said the accelerationists were coming in, right? They said the accelerationists was coming in. The accelerationists are the white supremacists. And so they were coming in. So everyone was doing it. So this whole thing was co-op. Then next thing you know, it was co-op to talk about just Black Lives Matter, anarchists, Antifa, all that, right? That's what they talked about. Then they started crafting the bill. Then next thing you know, it morphed into elect Joe Biden. And how did it morph? And did you hear anything else about George Floyd today? But his little girl was duped into standing in front of Joe Biden and saying, my father changed the world.
And they use that sound bite through like the whole election, and now they're in office and nobody's saying anything about passing a bill.
They're elect. No one is saying anything. Now listen. Listen. Now, all of this is going on. See, this is a zeitgeist, and you have to stay with it. In 2019, it was 400 years, right? They talked about H.R. 40 reparations. When 2020 came in, there was no talk of reparations. They shifted it over to this Antifa stuff, saying that it had to do with George Floyd, but it really didn't. It was just moving the book. So at 2020, it was 401 years. We are now in 2021, and come this June, it will be 402 years. It only took the Jewish people between World War I and World War II 95 years to have Jerusalem. It's taken us 402 years to get it. So watch the zeitgeist now, right? So it went to elect Joe Biden, and everybody went along with elect Joe Biden, but I thought it was about George Floyd and passing bills. Now, this guy, his name is Tim Scott. Now, we have done this in nauseam, but I'm not talking about so much the situation as the psychological on it, right? Very important. Remember, there are certain black people who look at black people like that mountain lion. Automatically, you don't have to do nothing. They just look at you in that way. Smash the share button, smash the like button. if you thought that we were gonna let up, we are full throttle, baby. But anyway, look. Now, this is a character from Fat Albert, right? That's his character. Now, when Bill Cosby had this cartoon drawn and he voiced these characters, he was showing you different people that you see in the neighborhood.
Right.
Who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Yes, look at the people. So he was drawing people who he saw in the neighborhood. That's right. Facebook, you Tanya Congress, Mushmouth. Now look, that is not an aspersion on Mushmouth, but when you use Mushmouth and you are a black person and you use it to make fun of a senator who happens to be Republican, he's not your chosen party. We're talking about the psychological now. He's not your chosen party, so you're going to use it. You are using it as if you are a Caucasian. Using it to tear down and destroy as if the people in your neighborhood are deficient. Psychological. It's psychological. As if the people in your neighborhood are deficient. So you use it and you say, look at this. He's much more. Well, what was the man doing? I'm sure that you didn't get much coverage on it, depending on what you watch. But what did the man propose in the Senate? The only black Republican senator. I'm an American black man. I'm about black voices. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, long as you're not I said I was going to be nicer in 2021. As long as you're not a COON, then we are cool.
Well, now there's one black senator.
What did...
one black Democrat senator, which is Cory Booker. Right?
No, I said one.
No, I'm saying now. I'm moving forward now. Right. Now that Kamala's gone, right?
Right. Well, another story. Okay, look. Chokehold bill scuttled by the Democrats. This man came up with a chokehold bill. Now, how the House and the Senate works, how the Senate works. Senate comes up with its bill. House comes with its bill. Okay. The House passes its bill. It goes over to the Senate. They mix it up. They have amendments. They put it together. They vote on it. They send it back to the House. The House votes to put the money behind it, to give it teeth, to make it work. That's how government works. Anything else, anybody tell you anything else, they are playing politics. This is psychological now. The Democrats scuttled the bill, and then they went on the media and came up with their own bill, and Mitch McConnell, who allowed this man to do it, right, said that the Democrat bill is dead in the water. This was Nancy Pelosi playing politics, and they just swore her in on the 117th Congress. Right. Just a few minutes ago. Did you watch that? Did you know that happened? No, she got in by the skin of her teeth, right? That means that those black representatives over there look at you. This is the only way you come down to the conclusion. They look at you like that mountain lion look. They are the black people who look at you with that look. No matter what, no matter how good you are, no matter what station you are, because they are there rubbing elbows. They looked at this man and said because he was a Republican, his bill shouldn't stand. They offered as many amendments as the Democrats in the Senate would want. Is there an anti-choke bill or anti-death bill that hits police officers, that stops them from killing American blacks in the streets today? Is there?
I don't. I'll
Is
let
there?
you keep going because.
I mean, no. Is there a bill? No. Wanna why? Because they scuttled it, and because they scuttled it, playing politics.
Okay.
Nancy Pelosi was playing politics. He said, "Get Biden in there, and then we will have a bill." But have you heard anything talking about reparations or anything talking about stopping? And how many black men have been killed by police since that bill was scuttled back in the summer of 2020?
But are you okay? So for me,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So the questions that you're asking, kind of, it's as if the people who voted for Biden, right? As if they really cared. Because
I don't think they knew.
well, see, the thing is, I'm not gonna go soft on people, especially in 2021, is because when people said, again, let's take it back to Ice Cube, since some people had an issue with him. He said, "I'm willing to sit down with Biden, but yet this is the platform. Let's push for a bill, right? Because it's about like." If Black Lives Matter, we need to push the bill that the Democrats said that they intended on pushing when they stopped Tim Scott's bill, right? So that all Ice Cube was saying is, let's put this on the table. So we're putting you in office. We're gonna put our votes behind you, but we need to make sure that you are going to honor the people who put you in office, right?
Now, see, y'all have.
But the people didn't. But they didn't want to. They didn't want to hear that. They had an attitude with Ice Cube about that. So for me, if we going deep and stuff, I mean, those people really didn't care. They really don't care. They do all these different posts when someone is murdered, right? Innocent people are murdered, and they do all these posts, and then they'll march. And they'll say they're so pro-black, they're this and that. But then when it's time to get the work done and to put in the work, that the look that Mountain Lion look is the look you get. So, I mean, they really don't care. They really don't care.
Miss Ash says, many do not know to go to congress.gov to look up bills. All right? Yeah, replies. Truth, Tanya M. Congress says, right? So, the laughable part about this is,
right,
President-elect Joe Biden,
right,
is on a Zoom call,
right,
with the civil rights leaders. I didn't know, we're the only people who need leaders, but, hey, we need them, so I guess they're there, they're not leading blacks, but they're civil rights leaders. Okay, so he's on the phone with them, right? And I'm telling you, he's dazzling them girls like he was a pimp. I'm telling you.
You said like
he was a pimp. He's dazzling them girls like he was a pimp. Now, I hate to be so blatant to say that the male and the female that are the civil rights leaders of today, quote unquote, civil rights leaders of today, that are supposed to be about American blacks, right? He was dazzling them girls like he was a pimp. He sat up there and said, when I say what I say, now I'm just putting it, this is how he was talking. He was talking, you can go listen to the tape. When I give my word, when I say what I say, I get what I say done. And what you need to do is get with the Latinos because they are a larger voting base than you, and you need to get with them and start working with them.
So wasn't Al Sharpton a lot of other male?
And see, this is why I said, see, you can go on YouTube and hear this. It's on a bunch of different shows. On The Hill, Tariq Nasheed has the audio. Right? Listen. Because it was leaked. And I don't know if it was leaked, whatever it was leaked for, it was leaked. Right? Listen.
Because he don't care.
So Al Sharpton
Right,
was
okay.
on a show on MSNBC
Right.
shortly after that. And he said, you know, the president-elect was pretty open to what we suggested. But when you listen to the tape, he was
yelling at
dazzling them girls like a pimp. And I'm telling you, this is what we voted for.
No, not us. But the thing is like we've said before, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I vote what's in the best interest of me and my community. Like I voted like locally and
Right. Because neither one was good.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Trump was coming up and he had the platinum plan, and then they had to lift every voice and sing. Lift every voice and sing is about putting you back in debt. You can't
Right.
read it now because they took
Right.
it down, but you can go back to one of our previous shows.
Right.
We talk about it in nauseum.
Right.
So we show you the steals of what was written there. We're
Right.
not going to go back over there because we're talking about the
Right.
psychological.
Yeah.
As long as, let me go back here. As long as black people,
Right.
as long as there is a segment of black people, no matter what you call them,
Right.
no matter what they are, if you could consider them sellouts or not, or if you consider them fighting the power or not, long as they have a rudimentary attitude towards other black people
Right.
looking like this, you're not going to have a very good outcome, because remember, I said earlier, this could be how
Right.
blacks will look at other blacks when they find out they were duped. Vote.
I'm sorry. When you talked earlier, I was thinking this, but when you said the funniest thing that you've seen,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that videotape that Biden's camp purposely leaked out to people. They leaked it, and I was like, that stuff was funny to me, because it's just like you
got what you deserved.
You got what you deserved.
You knew
because you brought nothing to the table.
You knew who you were laying down with.
You right, and how can this man really respect you as a group when you brought nothing to the table? And when he sat back and watched you, some of you, rip apart the people who had your best interests by saying, this is what we need to do, for our community, right? These bills need to be passed. This is the legislation. And then you went after these people. But yet when Biden sat down with other groups, right?
Uh-huh.
So, in which we know there was footage, and we saw when he came out here, right? And when he sat with other groups, they came with an agenda.
And he was there.
And he was there, and he respected those people. But then some of the people, not some, but there was a huge segment in the black community who got upset when people said, let's have an agenda. How can he respect you? So when you listen to that video, the leaked tape, is just hilarious, because he totally disrespects them, and it's just sad, but it's just hilarious.
So again, this could be the way blacks will look at other blacks when they realize they were duped and voted. But actually, it's how blacks look at other blacks. The blacks that vote a certain way always vote Democrat. Look at other blacks. Mm-hmm. With that, I'm going to rip your head off. This is very psychological, which brings us to our first review of the night. All right? Our first review. Smash the share button, smash the like button. I hear Tanya Congress say, this happens every time the name Joe Biden comes up in a negative light. Look like they were doing some flim-flam, man. Basically, she also says, basically, most blacks said, we want to be raped, and you don't even have to stop at the store and get any condoms. Whoa, watch out. Well, that's raw dog. Let's get what's going on. Condoms and lubricant. Bring your STDs with you. How about that?
The truth is, let's think. Okay, so Martin Luther King, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were tons of people coming for his throat when he was alive. But now he's gone and everybody pretends as if they liked him.
They loved
They
him.
called him a sellout too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just
They had
history
that look.
repeating
They had
itself.
that look
Same
on their
look they
face.
had towards Martin Luther King.
So people, going into 2021, we're not trying to convince anybody of anything. We've already missed reparations 2019.
Right.
We're 402 years here.
Right.
It only took Jewish people 95 years to get Jerusalem between World War I and World War and World War II.
Right. So it's not convincing anybody. I guess it's kind of just
No, it's like I'm just
laying the bed that you made.
Using
and
the psychological.
Right.
This is what the psychological game is, and you
Right.
have to choose who you are. And when you get that in your head to have that look like the mountain lion towards other black people, change that automatically. Okay, people. Between the world
and me.
That is Tallahassee Coates.
On
and
HBO.
It's on HBO. It is a book originally written to his son.
Yes.
Right? His son is now 15 years of age.
Right.
And they turned it into a documentary and they packaged it up on HBO. Right? They packaged it up on HBO to have people watch it, right? So I'm gonna have this trailer rolling underneath here. There we go. Let me go like that. And it should start to do its thing. Let's see. But anyway, so he comes up and does this, right? He makes this documentary, and he has an all-star cast of people on it, right?
Reading passages
An all-star cast reading passages from his book, right? Which is addressed to his son, right? So when you watch the trailer came out. It's on HBO Max right now, right? So between the world and me, this is his lament to the world of this society in this day that looks to value dead black people. The dead black bodies are more valuable. The black bodies are more valuable dead than they are alive. That is what his premise of all this is, and this is a piece like the talk, having the talk. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, have your wallet already out, say yes sir, no sir to the police officer so that you can get home and then fight the struggle once you get home, so to speak. That's what this is about, right? Okay. So when you watch the trailer, it seems like it's going to be a piece about struggle, right? And it is a piece about struggle. So remember, we're talking about psychological tonight, right? It is a piece about struggle, right? But he says in the piece that I would want you to be prepared, to be strong enough to be in the perpetual struggle. Perpetual. Do you know what a perpetual struggle is? That all American blacks or black people in this world are supposed to be fighting a perpetual struggle?
And we must never submit.
What you gotta say to
to
that
original self.
before I go on?
Dear son,
you know, as we stated earlier, there are a segment, a pretty big segment of people who are comfortable in the position of just simply not fighting for anything, but comfortably
Baltimore of my youth was to be naked
just
before the elements.
going along with things as it is,
And then you have a
no
segment,
movement or action, just
but there's a segment, also a segment of people with that growly face that are the people who look for the perpetual struggle to continue. I'm talking about these are black people who look for the perpetual struggle to continue.
it helps them financially.
Helps them
It helps them
financially.
financially. And then it makes
to attack every
Now,
I mean,
Oprah Winfrey,
Right.
Oprah Winfrey is in this piece, right? Oprah Winfrey is headed towards 70.
Struggle for your grandmother and grandfather.
Are we going to be in another 50 years, another 100 years of perpetual struggle with the 90 million refugees coming in, 11 million dreamers, the 500,000 Indians from India coming in to train for American jobs? Because are we going to be in that perpetual struggle for another 50 to 100 years? They blew off 2019, which was the 400 years of being over here, which meant that we were supposed to be talking about HR 40 and reparations. Then the next year, they turned what was George Floyd over into vote for Biden, and now we go into 2021
Never submit.
with nothing but perpetual struggle.
that's what they want.
Son.
See, I'm headed. I'll be 50 this birthday coming
I'm
up.
telling you
Look,
this.
arguably I've got more time behind me than I have in front of me, right? And I'm looking at this. I'm like, did I fight and talk and discuss and cajole and move and get people to get upwardly mobile to move for there to be a perpetual struggle? Now, when you watch this trailer is misleading. This trailer is misleading. It makes it seem like it's a fighting thing, but when you watch the documentary itself,
Here's a love letter.
when you watch the
In
piece,
America,
it
it is
is
traditional
a
to destroy the
a
black body.
appeasement.
I'm sorry that I cannot save you.
You see, I'm sorry that I cannot save you. America is about destroying black bodies. This is Oprah Winfrey, 70 years old. She's a billionaire. I'm sorry, I cannot save you.
Struggle for the memory of your ancestors.
People aren't gonna.
Struggle.
You're a billionaire. Listen, that is, we're talking about psychological. I cannot say, we're going another 150 years. That means that's your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. At one point, it's going to be your descendants going on in this perpetual struggle. Are we a people that are supposed to be in this perpetual struggle? But when you watch this documentary, it is an appeasement because he says, you have to learn how to control your emotions so that you can get out of the bad outcome. He talks about an elevator situation where
It's beautiful.
his son, his 5-year-old son, he takes him into a more of an affluent area, which is, regentrified. It's white. And so they go to this mall or whatever it is, outdoor mall, indoor mall, and they're coming down the escalator, and the Caucasian woman, because the little boy was taking a little while, you know how the escalator is and how kids are. He was taking a little while getting his coordination together, and she pushes him off the escalator. And this is Ta-Nehisi Coates, and he recants this, and he has another person, when you watch it, you'll see. And he says that at that point, I failed you because I went into emotion and confronted the woman instead of being cool so I could get you out of the situation. What year is this? This is an appeasement. Get this trash, in my opinion, get this trash out of here. What you got to say?
I see it as just
sorry that I cannot
simply,
save you.
yeah. I wish the trailer had said, because it's truly like a love letter to his son, right? Telling his son what he went through, because he talks about his life, he talks about his college years, and what he went through, or what he has gone through as a black man. And so it's more like a love letter to his
You've
son.
made something
So
down
I
here.
think the trailer should
They
reflect
made
that
us
more.
into a race.
But yeah, it's a
We
love letter to his
Made
son.
It's a
ourselves
love
into
letter.
a people.
Yeah, to his son.
It's a love letter
and it's
to his
about
son.
him because it's what's the title is what is it?
It's between the world and me. So
And
this
me,
is
yeah.
this is a letter, a
Right.
love letter, not only to his son, but an appeasement letter to
Right.
those who are the oppressor, who say,
Right.
I will be good. I will not cause trouble.
Yeah.
Just see me as valuable.
Right.
Don't see me greater or
Because
better
between
when
the world
dead.
and me, I think, do we need
Is
celebrities
beautiful.
to read the
The
passages?
black body is beautiful.
Like, I don't know. It would have been more powerful
And
to
we
me
must
if he had
never
used
submit
just different
our
black men, and
original
they didn't have to be celebrities. If he's gonna do,
Dear
a
son.
love letter to my son,
Dear son,
because he's between the world and
Your
me, but he
brothers.
talks
I'm
about his
telling
son,
you this in your 15th year.
and so.
There's no
So
uplifting
yeah,
way
but
to say this.
we just have to.
Error here.
Some of us
Everyone
have
has
to
his
realize that
Here's mine.
you're not gonna get that from Hollywood. If you think you're gonna get any
was
like movement or action towards like equality,
I was admitted to Howard University.
you're not
before
gonna
we
get
shaped
that
out
from
the Mecca.
Hollywood,
The Mecca
right?
That's right.
is
So
machine-crafted to
what
capture
you're gonna
and
get from
concentrate the dark
Hollywood will
energies of
always
all
be
African
simply
peoples and inject
entertainment.
them directly
It's just
into the
entertainment. That's what
It's
it
just
is.
entertainment. What you will get from
In America,
celebrity
it is
actors and
traditional
actresses
to destroy
and
the
singers
black
and
body.
dancers
I'm
will be
sorry that
simply
I cannot
entertainment.
save
Now
you.
there will be what is called, well, like some
I always
outlier every now and then.
wanted
Every now and then
to
you might
attack
get an
you
Ice
every
Cube,
day
somebody that's
Your brief, bright life.
clicking, and that's simply
in
for his group. But that will be
Struggle for your
rare.
grandmother and
That's right.
grandfather.
So just
Struggle
see
for the
everything
memory of
as
your
just
ancestors.
simply entertainment.
It's just
Struggle for your
entertainment. It's
name.
no, it's
Right.
because they're behind enemy lines themselves, right? So look, so what would you rate this between the world and me monstrosity? It was an event on HBO Max, a black event, a black event, a black event with the growly face.
No, I mean it should. No, I mean it was. I see it as a letter to his son. He talked about his experiences.
Okay.
And what was interesting when we saw this, he said that his son was 5 when he took him to his first event.
Right.
And I was telling you, actually,
The
did you
black
remember
body is beautiful.
when our niece turned 5? Me and her went to an event, and it was the same scenario, but the outcome was different, right? But
Dear son.
I don't know if it was the energy I brought, but
Yeah, the
nobody
outcome is
did.
different.
The outcome was different.
You're gonna
but,
step down. You're gonna step down and step down and step down more for that. It doesn't matter,
But-
Look, Miss Ash says, now I am looking at this trailer with that tiger look on my face. How long are they going to dish out these struggle movies? Struggle movies. That appeasement, Tanya M. Congress says, that appeasement thing is over with. I'm not going to beg you for my just due by saying, I promise I'll stay in my place for your comfortability, right? That's right. So what would you rate it? What would you rate it?
I'm sorry that I cannot save you.
I won't give it a rating
Yeah.
To attack
because
every
it was
day.
simply.
Brief, bright life.
I see it as like a letter to his son, and he talks about his
Struggle
experiences
for your grandmother and
in his
grandfather.
life,
Struggle for the
and
memory of your
the
ancestors.
passages are being read by. So I don't see it as entertainment. So I'm not gonna rate.
You see it as entertainment.
I mean, I don't see it. For me, it was entertainment. For me,
Oh,
it was
wasn't.
entertainment
It
for
wasn't
me.
entertainment.
For me, it was just I saw how
It was aggravating.
Made ourselves.
So
into a
it was a love letter to his son, and I think maybe it was marketed wrong by HBO.
Well, I mean, the trailer is.
I mean, they
saying-
got a lot of views. I mean, the way they
They
marketed.
cut the trailer like they got the Roots on there, and the old boy is kicking that heavy pro-blackness.
Well, that's what it
But
is.
anyway,
It's entertainment, right?
So
So
Is beautiful.
I give it
The black body
A 3.
is beautiful.
I give it a 3. And I believe that it is not something that is entertaining, that will take you away from this. So you can watch it if you want to learn how to appease. But other than that, it's not happening. Moving right along on to the next. We have this one called Put a Ring on It, right? This is on OWN.
When I read a book, then I can read that.
No, I rated it just by looking at it. But anyway, look. So this one is called Put a Ring on It, right? And it's about couples who have been together for long periods of time, right? And the whole premise of the show is after they go through all the exercises they go through, either the men are going to decide to put a ring on it, or the relationship is over. Did you hear what I said? Either the men are going to choose to put a ring on it, or the relationship is over.
For the next several weeks, you're going
Now,
to meet other people.
here are the exercises. These people, the females get to go on dates with other males. The males get to go on dates with other females. Right? Now, there is this particular couple right here. This particular couple right here that you just saw arguing in the car. They have a unique relationship because she feels that she is not being valued by him, and that she could be possibly looking for something else, something new to do. So there comes a time when he finds a woman that he's going out with on like 4 or 5 dates, and she's found a guy that she's going out with on 3 or 4 dates, and she's going out on the 5th date, right? So the show is really wrapping around them two. Now,
Put a ring on it.
there's a scene in it. See, it's one thing to come in and be totally honest about what happened at the date, but there is a scene in it where the guy is feeding this woman pineapple, right? He's feeding her pineapple. Viewer discretion is advised. At this point, for maybe about 5 minutes, if you have children watching, but of course this is educational, but I wouldn't suggest it. Tell them to go watch something else and then come back in about after 5 minutes. Now look. You see there? Now, she was running the relationship really, right? So he didn't even get to go on a date with the first woman. That was like null and void. And then he finally got to go out on a date, but she went out on a date with many men. But this particular man, he's going out 3, 4, she's going on her 5th date. And they sit there and he's feeding her pineapple. And he says, close your eyes and trust me. And, so he puts the pineapple in between his teeth so that when it connects and she bites their lips and they're going to kiss. So they kiss. And she's looking at him like, oh my God, right? So when she gets back to the situation sitting in front of the life coach, I call it the relationship coach. The relationship coach from Shaytown, I say, but
really, I'm just trying to stay strong.
She negates to say that they kissed. Oh, we communicated and it was nice, and I really think that I might be getting feelings for this guy. But she negated the fact that he put the pineapple and they kissed, and that's when it became cheating.
That episode irritating.
That's when it became cheating, when she could not admit that she
Fridays 10, 9 Central.
kissed this guy, right? That's when it became cheating. So for me, this is where the kids should leave the room, right? For me, a kiss with pineapple, a kiss with pineapple with the lips, well, that's like pineapple. That's like finding one woman going on a date at, and it's pineapple on a dick suck. I'm just saying, let's just be real. You see how valuable the black woman lips are, you see? It's like you kiss this dude. Well, it's the equivalent of I go out on a date and I get, because it's like you didn't just cross the line. You crossed the line, you didn't admit it, so it's like that. It's like pineapple for pineapple.
So you see what this show just did?
What it do?
This show is clearly engaging, because when you see the couples and their reaction to different, situations,
different stimuli.
Yes, and it's like you're with a fly on the wall, right? So this show is completely entertaining.
And this,
you will definitely give your opinion.
I didn't say that it's not entertaining. It's not entertaining. For one thing, I don't know why the woman has what you call melanin deficiency, right? Meaning that she's fair, right? And so, like when you really look at it, have you ever had the Walt Disney record of Brer Rabbit? Anyway, we're not gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that right. But she looks just like it, just fair. But Brer Rabbit so anyway, look. This is a very entertaining show. It will have you on the edge of your seat every week looking at this monstrosity of wickedness. Now, I want to say that because, first of all, did you know that, did you learn that Oprah now sold OWN all the way to Discovery, and now she has stock options in Discovery. She no longer owns her channel. She has stock options in Discovery. Now, what is Discovery about? When you watch programs on Discovery Channel and all the other channels that they have, it's all about oddities. It's all about nature. It's all about animals. And what better way than to have programming on OWN that shows black people as animals.
They have white shows too, white couples.
Oddities. And all of them are oddities. White trash. So I'm just putting it together for you. It's white trash. Like first, after going to jail, I'm getting married. 90-Day Fiance, before 90-Day Fiance. I mean, all of these shows keep you gripped. It's pure entertainment. But this right here in particular, saying
entertainment through the C virus,
sending people on a lustful situation. I'm just talking about what it's saying and what it really means. Right? And then at the end, either you put a ring on it. After you didn't kiss with pineapple, I'm going to give you a ring and you wasn't honest. I'm going to see it on TV later. We're going to have a problem because I'm going to find somebody and it's going to be some pineapple somewhere. But anyway, look. This right here is very entertaining. Right? But it is an oddity. It is a freak show on a channel called Discovery, owned by Discovery. That's all I'm saying. What would you rate Put a Ring on It?
The weekend starts with OWN.
Well,
I'm going to give it a high rating because it is entertaining, and on.
It's
keep it real. Keep it real brown with OWN. Keep it real.
I mean, it's interesting because when I sit and watch it, I'm like, really, is that what you would really do? Like, is that, but everyone does everything differently and everyone, So, I mean, it's entertaining, but it's not like one of my favorite shows. Like, on OWN, I like the Anna Van Zant show. Like, that's one of my favorite shows.
Uh-huh.
And then I like the show that comes on before this. We talked about this show.
Yeah, it's another dating show.
Yes, with Uncle Tommy, right?
Uncle Tommy.
His show.
Yeah, we reviewed
that. Yeah, we reviewed his show.
Another oddity show where I
like it better.
The idea of Discovery Channel.
It's because we're not a monolith, right? So it's on that show you meet and you see various types of black people and various mind states and various, so. But like on this show, it's just strictly entertaining. So I mean, I kind of put this show with the different love and hip hop shows, which I feel are quite entertaining.
Yeah,
So they're like in the same boat to me. Like I haven't seen them fighting on this show, but other than that, like it's just kind of the same.
Okay, so what would you give it?
So
I mean, come on. I'm giving it a high rating because once you sit there, you're sitting there at the edge of your seat with this demonicness.
Well,
but it's good.
I'm not at the edge of my seat when I watch this, right? So I would give it like a 6. You know, it's entertainment. It's entertainment.
So what would you give it?
A 6.
You give it a 6.
Right.
I actually give it a 10.
Okay.
Because of the fact that they keep you on the edge of your seat every week. And you're sitting there and you're watching this, and you're watching this woman ruin her relationship, because no matter what, once he watches this back, it is over. It is finale. It is over. She's walking around with that tube, those tube skirts that came out in the 80s, maybe before. But it's like from out of an 80s LA rap video. She got a big posse, and she's walking around with it, and she's got on a thong or no drawers at all. And you're going on a date with this guy. What are you doing? You're playing.
It's just entertaining.
You're playing, but it's a 10. It's a 10 for us. Moving right along. Well, 6 for you.
Right.
10 for me.
Right.
Watch that on OWN. You're going into the deepest, dark parts of the jungle.
Oh my goodness.
Because Discovery Channel is about discovery. And discovering.
Oh, well, see, they discover
naked and
their
unafraid
relationships, right? They
That's
discovered
right.
the truth behind
That's
their
right.
relationships.
They discover how low people will go, naked and unafraid.
The Doom Patrol.
Well, that's right. We're coming up next. Miss Ash says, to me, it's just a different spin on Bachelorette and The Bachelor show with Real Housewives. Ooh,
right.
She put it together. Now, Discovery's own will be a bunch of black buffoonery. That's what Tanya M. Congress said. Okay. Moving right along. The Doom Patrol, right? This is an offering from DC Universe. Let me bring this a little smaller.
My name is Dr. Niles Calder.
It is...
Please nod your head.
I want to just say, just off the rip, it is very entertaining. I want to just say that off the rip, right? It is definitely more entertaining than what we saw
than Wonder Woman
with WW84. Whose idea was, just speaking on Wonder Woman 1984, whose idea was it to give it the World War II treatment with the acronym WW84? What if we had 84 world wars?
You said there'd be no more
World War 84. But I'm just saying, like, it's just a play to go into your... It's the zeitgeist. I mean, that's what it is. Who came up with the idea? But go back and watch our pop-up show where we gave the review on that. But I will say that this is more entertaining than that. But we have seen this concept before. We've seen this concept with another DC offering called The Suicide Squad. We've seen this with another DC offering called The Justice League.
Okay.
We saw this with a Marvel offering called The Fantastic Four. And most recently we saw this with The Boys, which is a Amazon Prime original, which deals with a group of married men and women who go to fight the superheroes who, because of their powers, have gone corrupt, right? How does this measure up to those various different titles that we said? It measures up very well, right? It measures up very well, but there is a twist in it, which we're going to get to in 1 second. Let's go through the cast.
This is the cast starring Brandon Fraser.
The return of Brandon Fraser. We hadn't seen Brandon Fraser since Watch Out for That Tree, Georgia the Jungle. What happened? But he's back. Go ahead.
Diana Guerrero, April Bolby, Matt Bomber, Devon Wade, Timothy Dalton, Alan Tydock, Riley Shannon, Matthew Zook, It's a huge cast. Philip Morris, Mark Shepard, Julie McNevin, Devin Long, Kyle Russell Clemens, and Alami Bauer.
Jordan Wade plays
Cyborg.
Cyborg. He plays Cyborg, the young teenage Cyborg, better than the actor in the Justice League when Superman comes back to life, whatever. But anyway, it's supposed to be another version on HBO Max. We're gonna go watch that. The original director's original cut. We're gonna go watch that. But he acts better as Cyborg than the guy who played the adult Cyborg.
What I was thinking is, I believe that he plays Cyborg, although he's a teenager. He plays him with dignity, and he's the smartest guy in the room.
Yes, that's right.
That's what I take from him.
He plays him with dignity, and he is amongst...
He's the thinker. He's definitely the thinker.
Right. Which gets us to the twist of this. What sets this apart from Suicide Squad, or the Boys, or the Justice League, or the Fantastic Four is these are potential superheroes who are learning their craft due to an unforeseen situation that they brought about, right? And they're learning their craft of being superheroes because of this unforeseen situation that they brought into existence. So besides that twist, it stands up pretty well to the other offerings that we mentioned, right? It is entertaining. It is on its second season. You can binge watch now.
Third season.
So what is this?
Well, the second season ended, but the third season is going to come.
Right.
So it's got 2 seasons.
Right.
And so you can watch those 2 seasons and get ready for the third, and then The Boys is coming with a third, and we're looking for Suicide Squad with not minus Will Smith, but with Will Smith dead shot, right? They thought that they would make it without it and bring in Idris Elba, but Idris Elba is cool. But Idris Elba, in my opinion, he's cool, but he's not Will Smith. He's not box office Will Smith. Would you agree with that?
100%.
So what do you think about Doom, the Doom Patrol?
I love you too, honey.
It's entertaining. There's humor. I would definitely give it a 7.
Oh, you would give it a 7?
7 is good.
Wow. It's got to be something. It's got to be something.
You know why? Because I give The Boys. We reviewed them a few times, and I gave them a 10. So I like The Boys. I like that show, right, on Amazon Prime.
Is it because they have to learn their craft? Is that what it is? Which is giving it kind of a doldrum to you?
They adore him. Put his name on the marquee.
It's just
because it's like kind of behind the scenes of how the superhero becomes a superhero, and you see facets of how great they will
maybe
be.
Is it the period too? Because the actress, right? Isn't she from back in the day? And they go back and forth. It's like a period
they go back and show you the flashback.
Yeah, right.
And at the time, when her affliction happens to her, she is a stone cold bigot. There was a American black or a black man that was a rat puller. A rat puller is someone who mans the camera that turns the scene from shallow depth in the rear to middle to front, or you'll see 2 people sitting together, and when the person is talking, it's in their consciousness, so you'll see them go in focus and the other person go out of focus. It's called shallow depth or depth of field. Then it reverses as each person speaks. You'll see the person go into shallow depth and the other person go into focus because it's in their consciousness. That's called a rat puller. And the black man was a rat puller, and before what happens to her, she said, I need him replaced because he's just
Are we really the best people to hunt us?
he's just causing me distraction.
Hell no.
I was like, wow, like really? Right, and then later you find out one of her biggest fans later is a black woman who works in a diner, who is a waitress in a diner, whose father hooked her onto her film.
Right.
And it just goes to show you, these people are bigots, and they don't even. So, if that's why it's good to watch programs like this, because it lets you know what they think about you, and it's very important.
But you can see too how, as the episodes move forward, how she's
has arc.
She has arc, and she's evolved as far as her views on.
While she devolved, so to speak.
Every criminal we bust.
So, so I mean, I give it a 7. 7 is a good number. It's a really good show.
Okay, so let's break this down. So cinematography is a 10.
Okay.
The CGI is a 10.
Definitely.
The use, I'm going to separate because the movement of the camera, besides cinematography, which is color and all that, and movement, but I'm going to separate that part because the movement is extremely good. So I have to separate that apart. The storyline, the through line is a 10. Right? Did I say movement is a 10?
They are quite doomed.
The character arcing as each episode goes along, and you focus on an individual character and bring them into who they are. Right? That's a 10. The group or group component of all of them together, all of this happening together, and they're working together to learn their powers. That's a 10. The use of period piece, of going back and showing you before and coming forward to modern day. That's a 10. Using using a cockroach as a narrator. Now you will see this scene. There's a main narrator, but then there's a secondary narrator that comes up a couple of times, and it has to do with the end of the world. So you need to watch that. I mean, it is hilarious. The use of comedy, drama, action, that's a 10. And so that's why, you know, I give it a 10 because of those elements, and I don't find doldrum in that, because discovering how each superhero comes about through the flashback into how they develop and into who they're going to be as the Doom Patrol. It's a well put together piece. It's very entertaining, and it will take you away from what is happening now with this virus that we find ourselves in. So now look, people.
Seeing your daughter, that's good.
This
just the inspiration
is, you know, this has been a robust episode of
You're in the movies?
the film review. Let me switch this back around real quick. Yeah. Under the light, it is truly hot under the light. So let me go right here and bring this back up. So look, Monday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. It's hashtag Observations TFR. Observations TFR. You know, we have now on the show, because we formulated the show to make it even more entertaining and informative to you at the same time. We have various topics that are the main topics week for week, and plug-in modules of topics, of subtopics that go along with that. So Mondays is usually miscellaneous Mondays, but we have a topic for that. Are you going to take Are you going to take
the shot?
No. Are you going to take the experimental agent? Yes or no, and why? That question is up on the hashtag You Found the Spot. And that is the first opening show. And then on Tuesdays is Tasty Tuesdays, where we talk about vegan dishes, right? Wednesday is Stock Wednesdays, where we talk about stock that you should invest in if it hurts you or not. Because most of the things, if you're eating McDonald's, you should have stock in it because it's going to cause. But anyway, we're going to leave that. Allegedly. And on Thursdays is Truth Thursday.
Right.
And Friday is Freaking Friday, where we recap what's going on in the news, the hilarious things that's going on in the news, like what were they thinking? So tomorrow it's, will you take the experimental agent? And we have some interesting tips and information that we've gathered, and we're going to put that across tomorrow. That's 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. That's hashtag observations TFR right here on the same place where you're watching us right now. Right. Make sure you press subscribe, share, and follow wherever you want to be. Do what you do. Subscribe, share, follow, and like what we're doing, right? And do not be afraid to say if you will or will not take the vaccine, because when it all comes down to it, if they keep on pumping you with fear, and like we said, it's about, isn't it about the comedy of it all, right? The comedy of it all, right? That's what the name of this show was about. It's about having levity, because they're going to pump fear to you, and you have to have levity, and you have to look at what people are doing. So look, people, this has been a robust episode of TFR Podcast Live.
Right.
We appreciated you coming on and being on with us. Right?
Yes.
Make sure that you go to Google right now and you hashtag You Found the Spot.
Yes.
And you will see everything. You will see us on Google Podcasts.
Right.
Listen to the back podcast. Everything is on there, right?
Right.
Observations TFR.
Right.
TFR Podcast Live.
Right.
Right?
Right.
We're just bringing you information. On here, we're bringing you reviews to save you pocket revenue.
And keeping you entertained
during
this COVID.
That's right. Keeping you entertained.
The virus period.
The virus, because, you know, they have copywritten that, and that's why you get clipped every time you say it, but it's fine, right? And on Observations TFR, we disseminate information that might save your life one day. So tune in tomorrow. We appreciate you tuning in. Everyone who tuned in, make sure that you share this, let people know that it's up, so they can go back and get this information. And we will see you next time on another great episode of hashtag TFR Podcast Live. That's the film review, movies, music, culture, politics, society podcast. We are your hosts. We are the husband and wife team. I'm Crazy D.
I'm Tracey.
And don't forget to get the Spot t-shirts. We have the green for $20 on the fundraiser. You get the shirt. Support. And we will see you next time on next Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. That's our new time on the film review on the Spot Podcast. Hashtag You Found the Spot.
The Film Review, movies, music, culture, politics, society podcast, interviews, movie reviews, and more. Live Sundays at 5:30 p.m. on the Film Review Live channel. Subscribe.
Hi, Hi, this is Bernadette Stannis, Thelma from Good Times, and you're watching the Film Review.